Welcome to another episode of The Vault, where me and Steve sit at the round table and we talk about the most important thing in life, comic books.
Woohoo!
Alright. So you want to talk about, like, first appearances, right?
Indeed I did, and strange first appearances, not ones that came from number one.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of them too, right? Like, I mean, sure, the FF was number one.
Yeah.
Hulk was number one. But then, like, Spider-Man, that was Amazing Fantasy number 15, which was, like, the last issue.
Well, it wasn't an Amazing Adult Fantasy before,
Yeah, yeah,
and then for the one issue, it was Amazing Fantasy,
yeah,
and then it was Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah.
2 months later.
yeah. No, it was, 8 months later.
8 months, that much?
6 or 8.
That's a long time.
Yeah, because
Did
back
they get the
then,
sales?
you know, we didn't have the internet, so they were, like, waiting for letters to come in, and people were going, Spider-Man's awesome. And they're like, well, let's put out a Spider-Man comic, right? And yet, you take, like, the Avengers, which was a number one,
Yes.
but all the characters in it, except for the Hulk, did not come out in a number one.
That's right.
Like, Iron Man was, what, Tales
Tales
to
of
Suspense
Suspense.
39.
Thor was-
Ant-Man
yeah.
was Tales to Astonish.
Thor was Journey
27.
to Mystery.
Journey into Mystery 83. The Wasp, she just showed up somewhere and Tales to Astonish. But, you know. And then you had the Hulk number one, right? Now the X-Men number one, that was a real deal. Right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I thought it's not till the 80s when the number one would be a number one. Because you had, like, Rom number one, She-Hulk number one, Micronauts number one, right? But in the 70s, like, first appearance of Blaze, Tomb of Dracula number 10.
Yeah, Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night.
Now you have Luke Cage and Tomb of Dracula. They were number ones, right? But first Moon Knight, that's in Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
And even his first appearance was like, was it number 2 of Marvel Spotlight? Wasn't number 1 Red Wolf?
Yes, it was.
And then like number
Yeah.
2 was like first Werewolf by Night, right? Ghost Rider.
Well, just about to say
Number
Ghost
5.
Rider. Yeah.
Right? Which is weird. Spider-Woman. Wasn't that
She was Marvel
Marvel Spotlight 32? Like
Yeah.
Marvel Spotlight was a great series.
And I really enjoyed the that costume that she had too. When she had the cap on it, almost like the Hydra cap.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of liked her little hair though.
Oh, the hair was fine too. I mean,
Yeah.
now Miss Marvel, she wasn't she wasn't number one, but she was.
She was
Before.
Marvel superheroes number 12 and 13.
Yeah. So
But she was not Ms. Marvel. She was just
Carol Danvers.
Carol Danvers working. Well, she worked the Daily Bugle after, but
No,
she was like a government.
She worked on the base or something when
Yeah, she was like part of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, I think.
She worked on the
Yeah, she
Air
was totally
Force.
Army. Yeah, Air Force.
Air
yeah,
Force.
Yeah,
She worked
yeah.
in the Air Force, and that's how she met Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and then suddenly she started working for J. Jonah Jameson. And what were you thinking?
Yeah, because he's such a great boss. He's a great boss, that old JJ.
No, he looks at yellow people. Look at that.
Who else was out there that we can talk about? I mean,
Like
Captain
Iron
America
Fist, he
was
showed
number
up in
one.
Marvel Premiere 15.
That's true.
So, I mean, he was awesome.
And Brother Voodoo.
Yeah, Strange Tales 169.
Yeah, 169 was Brother Voodoo. He had a long run.
Yeah, Brother Road was cool. What else do we have?
Well, Doctor Strange wasn't Doctor Strange number one.
No, he showed up in Strange Tales 110.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird, eh?
Well, I sort of like the idea of a tryout. I mean, like Punisher was Spider-Man 129.
Yeah.
I like the tryout because I get sick of number ones. I mean, the place is littered with number ones now on the field.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
Punisher was never supposed to be a hero. He was hanging out with the Jackal. I guess he was just confused.
he was confused. He was a confused man.
Confused. Fair enough.
He was a confused man.
Like Cloak and Dagger. They showed up in what? Spectacular Spider-Man 64?
It was a yellow green cover, wasn't it?
No, black.
Was it? So what was the green cover?
That was probably the second appearance.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
But they were heroes, right?
And Wolverine too.
Yeah, Hulk 181.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're a 180 guy, where he had the cameo in the last panel.
But then Giant Size X-Men #1 introduced a pile of new characters, and
That's right.
just threw Wolverine in there, right? So,
Alpha Flight too.
yep,
Alpha Flight was the number
X-Men
one.
120.
Yeah, Alpha Flight. So I would say there's a lot of characters that were actually the majority of characters wasn't number one.
Even Great Lake Avengers was in West Coast Avengers 44.
Well, I got this one, Batman,
Yeah, Detective
Detective
27.
27.
And then we had Action #1.
That's right. And they had, even though Superman was on the cover, he wasn't on the cover number 2. I don't believe.
Yeah, at some point somebody was like, okay, Detective Comics is doing nothing. What do you got this guy with a bat? Throw him in there.
Exactly.
Because it's the whole comics.
You're up, kid.
It's not the whole comics, not Batman. There's like 8 pages of Batman, but it's a 64-page comic.
Yeah,
you know.
they're thick.
So there's other
Well,
stuff in there too, right? So some kid's going, yeah, 10 cents. I don't know. That's a lot of cash.
That's like bubble gum, bag of chips, a Coke, a bar.
A movie.
Yeah, we had nickel, the nickel theater.
But some kid was like, I'm going all in. I'm just going to pick this one up, right? And there was some kid in the 60s who was like, Amazing Fantasy, number 15. I don't know, boy, 12 cents. That's a lot of cash, boy. Right?
That's a whole
There's a
paper
lot of
route.
money. There's a lot of things I could do with that cash back in 1962.
Yeah, it was early 60s for
Yeah.
sure.
I remember Dad would be like, I used to get a quarter a week allowance, and I mean, we went on cruise ships and ate lobsters and stuff. And I'm like, really, Dad? Like, 25 cents? Like, wow.
Yeah,
So
dollar
you're not
stretch.
giving me an increase in my allowance? Thanks.
At least you had a
Part of me
allowance.
thinks, yeah.
You at least had a
Yeah,
allowance.
I know Mom, she walked to school for 10 or 20 miles in the freezing rain with
That's
hail coming down. and,
We lived in a shoe
and she'd be like,
on the side of the road.
yeah. But that's the way it was back in the 60s and 50s as well.
Well, the 50s and
40s.
60s were and 40s were
Yeah.
terrible
Yeah,
times.
They were, well, we grew up in the 70s.
We grew up. Yeah, I was born '69. So
Yeah.
Don't do the math.
No, don't.
Don't do the math.
Anyways, enough about that. We're going
Yes.
to do a card each and
Yep.
call her a day.
All right, what Iron Man are you gonna pick?
We're hoping for something
Iron
different.
Man,
We're
Iron
hoping
Man,
for something
Iron
different
Man.
than Iron Man.
Daredevil.
Oh,
Ooh, okay. What do we have here?
we have
Ooh,
Fantastic Four #5, Doctor Doom. First appearance.
What an evil bugger he
You
was.
know what's weird about this comic?
What was
Because I
weird?
read it in a reprint in like when I was like 10 or 11. I somehow don't think I had that comic.
Really?
Because I remember as a kid, your parents take you. You go where your parents say you gotta go, right?
Yeah.
And we went somewhere. I guess it was like some downtown, like a house, but it was like selling stuff or whatever, right?
Downtown Comics before Downtown Comics.
And I remember the stories really vaguely were familiar to me, right? Because I remember I used to call him Rockman, right? And then, whatever. He was my favorite, the Thing, right?
Yeah, Rockman.
And something tells me I had that, and it was just like a beat-up-old comic, and it just got lost or stolen, or I don't know.
Well, it makes it all the more rare for someone else.
But like, you remember something, and you're like, I think I had that.
Yeah.
Did you ever have
Oh God, all the time, man. I mean, you get these flashbacks. You're thinking, I got this one and that one, and maybe they're familiar because obviously you've read it somewhere.
No, but
you
I
know.
had the Digest as a kid,
Yeah.
and it was the first 6 issues. The other 5,
You didn't think, oh,
no,
didn't
but
click
that
at all.
one there was just sort of like, I
Well,
kind of
maybe-
remember the Thing, like, being with the pirates and stuff, and,
Well, maybe you did have it.
maybe I just, like, it was there for, like, a nickel or something, and Mom bought it for me, and I took it home and I read it, and it just got thrown away. And when you're 5 or 6, you know,
Well-
you don't think about collecting comics, right?
No, you think about.
There's a small possibility I had this. Did you ever have it?
No, I've never had number 5.
No, I'd love to have it. Such a cool comic, Doctor Doom.
Well,
There.
all right. Let's see.
You go ahead.
Let's see who I'm picking out here. I got. Oh, Iron Man, and Captain America, Tales of Suspense number 63.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that is the origin of Captain America, and the surprise sensation of the year from Mighty Marvel, and also Somewhere Lurks the Phantom, starring the power of Iron Man. Now, I've never had this comic. It looks gorgeous, though. I love the
Yeah,
colors.
it's a
on it.
nice cover.
It's a gorgeous cover, and there's something about the Tales of Suspense back in those days. I mean, you could. I mean, you had two heroes to root for, right? I mean, you have your Captain America story and you had your Iron Man story, and both of them usually are great.
Yeah.
But if one guy let you down, the other one was sure to pick you up. I've never heard. Have you heard of the Phantom before? I mean, he's not the Phantom, but I've never.
Yeah, that's probably his first and last appearance.
And of course, Steve Rogers' origin. That must be. I mean, is that worth anything? Number 63? Because
Oh, I
this is his
think
origin.
yeah, you show me that in mint condition, I can sell that like that. No problem.
At least for 12 cents cover price.
Or more.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we you know, we see a lot of Iron Man in the past little while here, but I mean, gee whiz, I mean, I like the Iron Man character. I mean,
There are other characters.
we had an FF there, folks. We had the Fantastic Four. And Captain America, I mean, he's a great character as well.
Oh,
I mean, he was again another. I mean, Jack Kirby and Joe Simon, wasn't it?
yeah. Well, he was the original Marvel character.
Yeah.
You know, even Human Torch.
Oh, did you see that the Marvel #1 went for 1.3 million?
Yeah. Cash out my bank account.
And you picked it up.
And I still couldn't buy it. Well, I was like, you know, the little sticky or the thing.
Yeah.
No. Got out it.
Oh, that's too bad because I mean, again, that's another comic that is a fabulous find if you can get it. Marvel
Yeah.
Comics #1. And what was the big run? Was it #1 to win? Because I know they had 1001 or 1000 was just put out, but
I don't think there was never a number 2.
so there was only #1.
There was a number 1.
And a number
and then
1000.
Marvel decides, well, we're gonna go 1000, and then 1001. I'm like, yeah. So you just hate retailers? Is this what we're going for? Like, that really bothers me because I'm trying to order it, and I'm like, yeah, 1000. Okay, that's been fun.
Yeah.
Why is there 1001?
What gets me is that they keep on legacy number and another number, but they put out Star Wars #1 again.
Well, I get it.
I hate that.
It's the 80th anniversary, and I kind of thought the concept of 1000 was half cool in that
Yeah.
they had different creators. They had 80 different creators do one page of a comic
for 80
and for
pages.
every single year, right? So you know, when we got to the 50s, it'd be like the Monsters or Love Story. You know, like I get that.
Yeah.
1001. I'm just like, yeah. What have you done?
So you're not thinking it's going to be a big seller?
No, it wasn't.
No. Oh, it was already out.
Oh, so
Shows how much I know about
collecting
comics.
dust on the shelf.
Yeah,
Not
well.
surprised.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's another episode of Tales from the Vault.
Yeah.
And, keep reading comics, but don't read Marvel Comics 1001.
No, unless you get it at Downtown Comics.
Unless you give it away for free. All right, guys. Have a
Thanks.
cool one.
Bye-bye. Have a good night.